right?
Because she mentioned that I had other cases prior to
Here's the
that, but
thing,
all those
if the
cases-
statute of limitations has not ran, it can still come back up. So I don't think your attorney wants you speaking about that. All right, who is here for Emmanuel Gonzalez? All right, Emmanuel Gonzalez, if you'll come forward. Good morning. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All righty, so where are we on this case?
There is an offer, but there's a lot of evidence that I need to review with my client.
Okay. So state, is all of the discovery up?
Yes, to my knowledge, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, how old are you, sir? All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you'll set this in 30 days for a plea deadline date, please. All right, June 9th, is that good for you?
Yes.
I know school is about to start being out, so. All right, so we'll be back on June 9th. On June 9th, you'll need to let the court know whether or not you've accepted the state's agreement or you've reached an agreement. If you have not reached an agreement, your next court date is going to be a jury trial, okay?
Judge, if we could approach on the no contact order.
Sure. Just 1 second, let me put this in. And the no contact order is with,
Scott, the complainant in the case.
all right, I'll hear from both parties.
Defense submission, I'll just rebut.
All right,
Judge, in speaking with the state, it's my understanding that I guess they've talked to the complainant. She doesn't oppose removing the no contact and making it a no harmful injury contact. This is an offense date of 2023. There was a protective order since that time. I believe in 24, the protective order expired. And since that time, he was having visitations with his daughter. The primary issue is not contacting the complainant. It's being able to see his daughter.
can't they do that through a third party? Usually they're grandparents. What I can tell you is I don't normally lift no contact orders without speaking with the complainant. And if it's just a child custody issue, usually they're grandparents who can be the third party.
My dad's deceased and my mom's elderly.
All right, and what about the maternal grandparent?
Parents really don't talk to me. I could try to get my sister to talk to her, but I wanted to ask you if that was okay. I didn't know if that was okay or.
Oh, you can have your sister and his sister, unless there's some issue from the state.
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor. Specifically with this case, the state's concerns is that there are prior assaults with this victim. Those cases, although the defendant has not been convicted of them, they have arisen and they are in his criminal history with this particular victim. And as the court knows, the state just likes to make sure that the victim is protected in these types of cases. As far as the no contact order and child custody, as long as they're going through a third party and there's no contact between them, I don't have any objection to that.
All right. And have you had contact with the complainant? Is she saying she wants to have contact?
We have, Your Honor, and she has said that she is okay with the no contact order being changed to no harmful or injurious contact order. However, the injuries and the facts of this case are pretty gruesome. The victim was dragged for quite some time.
Well, no. I'm just trying to figure out if she said that okay. So you're going to have to do that through a third party. So if your sister and the complainant has no objections to that, then it can be done through a third party. But I don't lift normally no contact orders unless the complainant is present.
A lot of the allegations that she's talking
Oh,
about.
no. Here's the thing.
Charges
No.
that were charged on me before.
Time. So let me just tell you, number one, usually your attorney doesn't want you speaking about the facts of this case or other cases because that could come up. Here's the thing, it could still come up, right?
Because she mentioned that I had other cases prior.
Here's the thing, if the statute of limitations has not ran, it can still come back up. So I don't think your attorney wants you speaking about that, but I want you to hear me clearly. Regardless of what argument your attorney makes, what argument the state makes. Let me just tell you, the state could say right now, we're in agreement to no harmful or injurious contact. And you know what I'm going to say? Based upon what you're charged with, which is ag assault with a deadly weapon and violation of bond or protective order, assault stalking, I need to hear from the complainant because the state says, oh, we need to make sure the community is safe. But that is part of my job too. I'm a gatekeeper. When I put conditions, I have to make sure that those conditions, if somebody's on probation, it rehabilitates them, but also protects the community. When people are on bond, the conditions I set supposed to help them to be successful while they're on bond, awaiting to answer to the charges, and also to protect the community. So based upon what you charged with alone and what I'm reading in the indictment, because I don't get a police report, I'm not going to allow you to have contact with her. So if the issue is of a child, then that needs to be done through a third party. I don't even know why Child Protective Services is not involved, because they should be involved because of what the charges are. Usually when there's a mother and a father, when there's a mother and there's a father, and there's an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon in violation of protective order, stalking, CPS should automatically be involved. I don't know why they're not involved. Guess what? Part of my job is not being a civil judge. So they need to handle that on the civil side. The reason why I tell you this is to let you know, I am not going to agree to sign an order that says no harmful or injurious contact without speaking to the complainant. So it doesn't matter what the state's argument is. As the state says they want you to have contact with her, as long as it's not harmful, I'm going to tell them the same thing. I am not going to lift it without the complainant telling me that's what she wants. And even then, I may still not lift it based upon the charges that are before me. Okay? All right. So we'll be back on June 9th. Once you sign the reset form, you are excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 3250 State versus Larry Smith. Thank you. If I could have parties approach and announce, Mr. Smith, would you come down?
Ashley Jones for the state.
Dr. DeLeon from Mr. Smith.
And are you Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Smith, did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are not, Your Honor. We are going to proceed on the lesser included offense of aggravated sexual assault of a child.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of aggravated sexual assault of a child? That's a first degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison with a possible $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in, the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Smith, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense. They're asking that your punishment be set at a cap of 8 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state is opposed to your application. There's to be Chapter 62 registration compliance, and there's to be no contact with the complainant. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense is at the plea.
That is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No motions, Your Honor.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, if we can go off the record for a moment. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. So if you all would like, I could reset it for a couple of weeks and everybody will have a chance to have witnesses if they want to have witnesses. But if it were to be a PSI, I think it's 8 weeks. But if y'all want to waive a PSI, let the court know.
We're gonna need a PSI judge.
All right, I need a date for PSI. All right, July 1st. And that'll be a TAP evaluation as well, Ms. Abrams. All right, is there anything else?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
All right, I'll see everybody back on July 1st.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Kelly Piddle,
Good morning, Judge.
good morning. You here for Joseph Harris?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, could you all have Joseph Harris brought out? Oh. All right, could I see the file on Joseph Harris, please? All right, so on this case, these are both PF cases. And so where are we on discovery?
Judge, I believe that we're still in the process of collecting all the discovery to turn over to Mr. Piddle.
Okay, and then there's one, so the theft case has been indicted. Oh, I'm sorry, the theft case and the theft of property both have been indicted. Are there any more PF cases, counsel?
I don't believe so, Judge.
All right, it's listed on the docket as PF, but I think they both have been indicted.
I checked yesterday. I didn't see that they were indicted, but maybe they were presented this week, and I just didn't see that.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, this isn't the right file. I need Joseph Harris.
It should be an unauthorized use.
Yeah,
and
these files are for Joshua Hernandez. Yeah. All right, so this is a motion to set bond.
Correct.
Okay, all right. State, are you prepared to proceed on the motion to set bond in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, Judge, and I believe we have an agreement with Mr. Piddle.
All right, we're gonna go on the record. The court is gonna call 2025 PF 03497 and 2025 PF 03496. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Megan Galloway for the state.
And Kelly Piddle for Joseph Harris.
All right, and you're Mr. Harris?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any objection to your attorney appearing by Zoom?
No, ma'am.
State any objections?
No, Judge.
All right, the defense has filed a motion to set bond in each of these cases. State, are you prepared to proceed on the motions?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the court sees that there's a proposed agreement for $20,000 in each bond. In each case, is that correct?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, so other than these two cases, does the defendant have any other criminal history?
He's currently on probation for the offense of unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. We had a contested MTR set last week in which the state withdrew the MTR and the court put him on partial GPS.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Joseph Harris, Your Honor.
All right, have you ever used any type of drugs in the past?
Yes, Your
Judge,
Honor.
I'm gonna advise him not to answer that question.
Then what I can tell you is I can't set bond because I need to set conditions of bond so that he can be rehabilitated. So if he has drug use in the past, I need to know, because I need to know whether or not to have him do random UAs. Otherwise, if you don't want me to ask any of these questions, I'm going to load his conditions up with everything that he could possibly need help with?
Judge, he's being supervised by probation and providing UAs to probation. I would ask that.
I'm gonna add it to his conditions because the problem is the motion to revoke was withdrawn. So if you all want me to fly blind, I will fly blind, but I can tell you what's gonna end up happening. He's gonna be loaded up with every type of condition because the law says that I need to know certain things about your client and it set certain conditions of bond. So that's where we are. So if you don't want me to ask any questions of that, then I won't ask any questions of that. But he's going to be loaded up with all the conditions of bond as though these are issues he may have.
Okay, Judge, please proceed.
Proceed with questions or proceed with
Yeah,
conditions?
questions, please.
All right. So have you ever used any type of drugs in the past?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And what type of drugs would those be?
Marijuana.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
How far did you go in school?
9th grade, Your Honor.
All right. And have you been previously employed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Doing what?
I work at a cabinet shop.
All right. And then the next question is, if you were released on bond, do you have a place to stay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who would be in the household?
My girlfriend's dad and her grandma. Your Honor.
All right. Are there any minors in the household?
No, Your Honor.
And have you ever had any type of mental health issues?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Have you ever been diagnosed with any mental health issues?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And have you ever taken any medication for that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any other questions before the court sets bond?
No, Judge.
All right. All right. And each cause number, this is what the court will do. The court will set your bond at $20,000. The court is going to order regular UAs. There's going to be sober support meetings. There is going to be 90 sober support meetings in 90 days. There's going to be partial GPS, waive fees, and that is for employment only. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And state, do you want a curfew with the employment?
We would request 9 PM curfew, but if his hours were deferred, we would renegotiate with Mr. Piddle.
All right, so with regards to your employment, and I want you to understand what I'm saying, and if you don't understand it, just let me know.
Yes, ma'am.
So while you're on GPS, you're allowed to work. If for some reason your work schedule, let's say your work schedule is from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Even though the state is saying they're recommending that with your work schedule, your curfew be till 9 p.m., you're not allowed to stay out till 9 p.m. if your work hours end before then. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if for some reason your work hours go to 9 p.m., then you're allowed to be out at 9 p.m. because you're at work. If your work hours go to 10 p.m., your attorney is going to have to come in and ask for permission. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you deviate from this partial GPS for work only, then I'm going to receive notice, the state is going to receive notice, and there's a potential that your bond could be revoked and a judge's warrant will be issued and you will be taken off a bond. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So some people think, oh, on my way to work, the Burger King is right there. Let me stop at Burger King. You're not allowed to do that. It's from home to work. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And do you have health insurance or no?
No, ma'am.
All right. And are you currently on any type of medication for mental health issues?
Lexapro, Your Honor.
All right. So there's going to be a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. If you have your own personal doctor that you're seeing, then you can see that personal doctor. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And is there anything else you need from the court to be successful on your bond?
No, ma'am.
All right. Any other requests from the states?
No, Judge.
Okay, so we can go off the record. Here's the thing. They asked that your motion to revoke be withdrawn. When you are released from custody, you need to immediately go to probation.
Okay.
You're probably not going to be released from the Bexar County Jail till midnight. So the next day, even if you're tired, you need to call into your probation officer. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything that you do not understand that I'm requesting?
I just have one question.
Sure.
So last time when they put me on the GPS monitor, is that going to be the same system though it's work release, right?
Yes,
Okay, yes, ma'am.
because I'm asking that the fees be waived.
Yes, ma'am.
So they will probably, they should be able to get you on a GPS monitor today. But if not, It'll be at the latest tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And probation, I know his motion to revoke was withdrawn, but are there any other things that he needs to know or anything he needs to do once he's released? Any other things that he needs to know or anything he needs to do once he's released? Court is calling 2025 CR 003618 State versus Orlando Medellin. Can I have parties announced?
David McLean for the defense.
And are you Mr. Medellin?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery in this case?
I have, Your Honor.
And did you review it with your client?
I have, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Medellin, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your charge of collision involving serious bodily injury as a third-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Medellin, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $2,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 3777. They'll take in consideration 2024 AL 005538. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
It is.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by citing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have you filed any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 7 years. There be a TAP evaluation, community service restitution, substance abuse treatment facility, no contact with the complainants or the addresses. Just one moment. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, any evidence?
State offer states one an attachment.
Your Honor, I've reviewed that with my client. We have no objections.
All right, and with regards to 2024 CR 3777, I'm assuming that's a motion that's already been heard. What is that?
That was a case that the offense date in this case predates that case, but that case was indicted
Ah.
for this case. And so he's already been released on the court.
Okay, thank you.
It's accurate, Judge.
Oh, state, you may be excused. Thank you. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, we'd waive PSI.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, this case has had some substantial lag in it. As Ms. Galloway just told the court, there was another case that was actually indicted and prosecuted before this case. My client's taken full responsibility for it. His insurance has taken care of the restitution in this matter. There's been a complete settlement and a waiver of all claims by the complaining witness. And so my client would just like the court to follow the plea bargain and ask that he'll be allowed to satisfy his debt to society.
All right, and so here's my question. Which treatment facility is he being sent to?
Looks
Is it
like
Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay. All right, the court is going to sentence you to 7 years deferred adjudication. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. This is run concurrent with 2024 CR 3777. Taking consideration 2024 AL 00538. I'm sorry, 5538. He's to be held in custody until transfer to SATA. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. 200 hours of community service restitution. No contact with the previous stated address and the complainants in this cause number.
One other thing, if I could address the court.
Yes.
Your Honor, I am appointed to Mr. Medellin. We would request, if at all possible, to probate all or at least part of the fine.
I'll probate the fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. The defensive driving course. Field visits, 1 time per month until further notice, and that's to begin after release from custody. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Yes.
Is that a related condition challenge to?
Yes. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, and I've told you this before, so I'm telling it to you again. When people are placed on probation, the state is hoping they'll be successful. Your attorney believes you will be successful. I'm wanting you to be successful. If there's anything that you need help with and you feel you can't address it with probation, or you tried to address it with probation and they're not hearing you, you can always come back to the court to address it with me. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a seat, sir.
Random mob. All right, who is here on Paul Garay? And after Garay, it will be O'Banion. And then it will be Morales. Probation, there are no applications in this case. Court is calling 2025 CR 0033460 State versus Paul Garay. Bad parties announced for the record.
Todd Coronado for Mr. Gray.
This is a lot of paperwork for a possession less than a gram. All right, and are you Mr. Garay?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Garay, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Mr. Garay, did you review court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I do.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand your charge of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
I do.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow that agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Garay, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No,
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
I know that.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 103 days in the Bear County Jail under 1244, and there's an $800 fine. Did you understand that for you to plea?
I did.
Defense, is that the plea?
That is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea? Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
State offer states one in attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the documents entitled waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses? The state will call it the right to remain silent.
I did.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the following. The court will find that there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, he was basically was in the wrong place at the wrong time that evening, and he wants to put this incident behind him, get on with his life, because he's soon or turning 50 next year, so he wants to put this behind him and move on with his life. Is that correct, Paul?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 103 days in the Bear County Jail under 1244. Give you credit for any time served. There's an $800 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. There's to be no contact with the following people. Joseph Lee Angelus, Gregory Lee Green, Jennifer Lee Flores. Let's see. And there's to be no contact with 12350 IH10 West, San Antonio, Texas, 78230. Did you review the documents entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
I did.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
I do.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. When you're released from the Bear County Jail, if you need help with your drug problem or to maintain your sobriety, if I'm here, you can always come back here and I will pick up the phone and call for a place to help you. Because otherwise, only two things are going to end up happening to you, right? Either you're going to end up back and forth out of jail, back and forth out of prison, and your time is going to start running by very quickly because you're almost 50. So I'm in the same boat as you are, because if I have more of my life behind me than in front of me, unless I'm planning on living to be 200 or something. I hope it happens and I hope I'm in good shape. But if not, it's not going to happen. So if you don't end up in and out of prison, somebody's going to end up identifying your body, and you don't want that to happen, okay? All right, good luck to you, all right?
Thank you. It's what the Officer Wise said, the same thing. He said, you're a good guy and you're out there. One of these times it's gonna hit you in the butt, and it did because of being around the facilities.
Oh, yeah. And then you have a lot of things going on. You're homeless, you're living on the street.
Yeah.
You're using needles. You don't know if there's some kind of germ on the needle. And when people are giving you drugs and you're getting drugs, there's no FDA requirement. People are just mixing things. And if you were to die, you know what they say? That's okay. We have another customer. They don't care, right? All right, good luck to you,
Thank
okay?
you.
You're welcome.
I think I'm maybe excuse.
Yes.
Thank you.
15 লাখ টাকা পেয়ে গেলেন, এরপর কি করবেন?
আমি নিজের নামে একটা রেস্টুরেন্ট ওপেন করতে চাই, এটা করতে পারবো, এটা করতে পারবো।
15 লক্ষ টাকায় রেস্টুরেন্ট হবে না তো?
8 বছর চাকরি করেছি মানবাধিকার সংস্থায়। চাকরি চলাকালীন আমি কোনো কিছু শিখতেও পারছিলাম না, এই বিষয়টা নিয়ে আগাতেও পারছিলাম না, সেজন্য আমি চাকরি ছেড়েছি এটাতে আগাবো বলে। আমার রেসিপির নাম হলো ভেলভেটি কোকোয়া ক্রেভিং।
জান্নাত, কি করেন আপনি?
আমার একটা অনলাইন পেজ আছে যেখানে বাসায় ফুড বানিয়ে সেটা কি বলে সেল করি। কারিগরি প্রশিক্ষণ কেন্দ্র থেকে কয়েকটা বেকিং এবং কুকিংয়ের উপরে সার্টিফাইড কোর্স করেছি এবং বর্তমানে এখন ডিপ্লোমা কালিনারি ম্যানেজমেন্টের উপরে ডিপ্লোমা করছি।
কেন এত পড়াশোনা করেছেন কালিনারি নিয়ে?
নিজেকে একজন প্রফেশনাল শেফ হিসেবে দেখতে চাই।
যখন প্রফেশনাল শেফ হয়ে যাবেন, আমি লাস্ট 7 বছর ঈদে কখনো ছুটি নেইনি। সো ঈদ কমপ্লিটলি গন, হলিডেজ কমপ্লিটলি গন। ফ্যামিলি এটা রাজি হবে? ফ্যামিলি মানবে?
আমি 8 বছর চাকরি করেছি মানবাধিকার সংস্থায়। চাকরি চলাকালীন আমি কোনো কিছু শিখতেও পারছিলাম না, এই বিষয়টা নিয়ে আগাতেও পারছিলাম না, সেজন্য আমি চাকরি ছেড়েছি এটাতে আগাবো বলে। আর চাকরি যখন করেছি তখন আমার ছেলেকে আমার মা, আমার বোন ওরা হলো কি দেখাশোনা করেছে।
আপনার কেন মনে হচ্ছে যে সেরা রাঁধুনি সেই প্ল্যাটফর্ম যেটা আপনাকে শেফ হতে সাহায্য করবে?
যারা এই কালিনারি জগতে আসতে চায় তাদের জন্য একটা সেরা প্ল্যাটফর্ম হলো সেরা রাঁধুনি। সব কিছু একটা শক্ত হাতের প্রয়োজন হয় কোনো কিছুতে সামনে আগিয়ে যেতে, তো আমার কাছে শক্ত হাত সেই সেরা রাঁধুনিটা।
শেফ আমরা কি করতে পারি বলেন?
নিয়ে যাই ওয়েটিং কার্ড দিয়ে দিচ্ছি।
4 বছরের অপেক্ষা।
কি নাম তোমার?
ফাতেমা খাতুন ঋতু।
কি বানিয়েছো আজকে?
ডেজার্ট বানিয়েছি হানি সানফ্লাওয়ার। আমি এখানে বাকলাভা করছি ক্রিম চিজ দিয়ে, যেখানে আমি ক্রিম চিজ ইউজ করেছি হানি।
সো দিস ইজ আ
বাকলাভা এবং চিজ,
আউটার লেয়ারটা বাকলাভার
এবং উপরে চিজ কেক,
চিজ কেক, এন্ড দেন দিস
দম চিকেন, আর ওইটা নান বানাইছি আমি।
এই দুটো রেসিপি থেকে যদি যে কোনো একটা সিলেক্ট করতে হয়, আমি যদি বলি আপনাকে আমি একটার জন্য মার্ক করব, সেটা কি হবে?
তাহলে বাকলাভা চিজ কেক।
কেন?
বাকলাভা আমার বেকিং খুব ভালো লাগে করতে।
কয়েকটি কুইজিনের নাম বলেন।
আচ্ছা, মানে আমি ইতালিয়ান, তারপর এইভাবে বলবো কি পাস্তা, তারপর পিৎজা, ইন্ডিয়ান কুইজিনের মধ্যে আসে বিরিয়ানি, তারপর হলো বিভিন্ন ধরনের রায়তা, রাবড়ি, এগুলা। আর টার্কিশ ডেজার্ট করেছি, টার্কিশ ডেজার্টে বাকলাভা তো আসেই। থাই কুইজিনে হলো টমিয়াম স্যুপ আছে, তারপরে হলো থাই ফ্রাইড রাইস আছে। একটু
লেটস সে আমরা আপনার কাছকে সিলেক্ট করলাম, আপনি শোতে এসে শো জিতে গিয়েছেন,
ওকে,
15 লাখ টাকা পেয়ে গেলেন, এরপর কি করবেন?
আমি নিজের নামে একটা রেস্টুরেন্ট ওপেন করতে চাই, এটা করতে পারবো, এটা করতে পারবো।
15 লক্ষ টাকায় রেস্টুরেন্ট হবে না তো?
যতটুকু হোক, ছোট হোক বা বড় হোক, যতটুকু হোক আমি করব।
যদি আজকে এখানে সুযোগ না পান তাহলে কি আপনার জার্নিটা থেমে যাবে?
না না না, অবশ্যই না, আমি আবার চেষ্টা করব।
আই লাইক দ্য স্পিরিট। আপনার ফুডের টেস্ট ভালো।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
এখন খুশি হতে পারেন। আপনাকে যখন 15 লাখ টাকা জিতেছেন, আপনি ইমাজিন করতে বলছে আপনি অনেক খুশি হয়ে গিয়েছিলেন।
না না, এমন কিছু না। ঢাকা অবধি যাই তখন হয়তো ইমাজিন করতে পারবো যে আমি অনেকটা একটা ধাপ হলেও এগিয়ে আসতে
ইমাজিন
পারছি।
করেন আপনি ওয়েটিং কার্ড পেয়ে গিয়েছেন,
হ্যাঁ, আচ্ছা,
পেয়ে গিয়েছেন।
সত্যি।
জি, চলে আসুন।
আমার মাঝে আমি সেরা রাধুনী।
Mình đang tô phần lông của chú vịt mẹ với cái màu tím nha. Chú Khắc ơi, cái giấy khai sinh đấy có cần ngay hôm nay không? Hôm nay cháu không đi công chứng được, nếu mà cần ngay thì phải dùng bản sao. Nhưng mà hơi tiếc bản sao vì hôm đấy nhà cháu làm có mấy cái. Tưởng là chưa cần ngay để mai cháu đi công chứng thì lấy bản công chứng. Nhưng mà nếu cần ngay thì để lại nộp bản sao vậy. Bản sao hôm đấy nhà cháu lại làm hơi ít. Làm có 5 cái thì lại lộp hôm trước một cái rồi hôm nay 2 cái nữa là 3 cái. Thế thôi đưa luôn, hôm nào cháu lại đi làm vậy. Tưởng là chưa cần gấp ấy thì là để cháu công chứng thì nó dễ hơn. Công chứng thì công chứng ở đâu cũng được, nhưng mà bản sao thì phải đúng ủy ban. Vâng, cần luôn thì lấy luôn. Vâng. Thế chú nhé. Mình đã tô xong với cái màu tím rồi nha. Mình sẽ cất cái màu tím này đi. Với phần lông của chú vịt con mình sẽ tô bằng cái màu vàng nha. Với cái phần mỏ và phần chân cũng vẫn là cái màu nâu. Mình sẽ tô bằng cái màu nâu này.
আপনার রাইস যেটা জি খুব যে খারাপ হয়েছে সেটা না
On top of that, it is slightly overcooked.
আমার নাম প্রীতি ইসলাম। আমি আজকে কোকোনাট রাইস রান্না করেছি। কোকোনাট রাইস উইথ গ্রিল চিকেন অ্যান্ড কোরিয়ান্ডার সস, সাথে পামকিনের আরেকটা সস দিয়েছি। ডেজার্টে দিয়েছি বাহারি মোহনভোগ।
আপনার মানে এই যে রেসিপি জি সব কিছু মিলিয়ে কি মনে হয় সেরা রাঁধুনিতে পার্টিসিপেট করার জন্য এটা দিস ইজ বেস্ট রেসিপি?
জি, আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে এটা বেস্ট হবে।
প্রীতি, ফার্স্ট থিং আমি আপনাকে টেকনিক্যাল জিনিসটা বলি,
Yeah, sure.
ঠিক আছে? It's very dry. Second জিনিস হলো গিয়ে whole roast is not the ideal thing to do when you're serving this at a restaurant or এরকম একটা কুকিং শোতে. You don't expect the judges or the customer এটাকে কেটে নেবে. On top of that, it is slightly overcooked.
এখন একটু আমরা টেস্ট করে দেখি। আপনার রাইস যেটা জি খুব যে খারাপ হয়েছে সেটা না, ভালো, থ্যাংক ইউ। আর ডেজার্টটাও মাইল্ড, মানে মিষ্টির ব্যালেন্সটা ভালো আছে। জি জি। কিন্তু ব্যাপারটা হয় কি, যে যখন আমরা অডিশনে আসি তখন এতগুলো জিনিস দিয়ে আসলে অডিশন না।
আমি এনেছি কারণ আমি হচ্ছে ফুল প্লেটারটাই সার্ভ করতে চাই।
ঠিক আছে,
এটা আমার ইন্টেনশন।
এতগুলো না দিয়েও আপনি শুধু একটার উপর যদি ফোকাস দিতেন জি জি তাও মনে হয় আপনার
আমি
বেস্ট হতো।
সবগুলোর উপরে সমান ফোকাস দিয়েছি। বাই মিস্টেকেনলি একটু ফল্ট হয়েছে হয়তো, কিন্তু আমি চেষ্টা করছি খুব যত্ন করে করার। অ্যাকচুয়ালি
আসলে যত্নের ছোঁয়া এখানে আছে, আমি দেখতে পাচ্ছি, এবং রেসিপির মধ্যেও আমার কাছে ভিন্নতা লেগেছে, আর কিছু টেকনিক্যাল ফল্ট আছে। তো আমার মনে হয় ওইগুলো যদি একটু কারেকশন করা যায় তাহলে ইট ওয়াজ গুড।
প্রীতি, the chicken has flavor, চিকেনটা মজা, সসটাও মজা, রাইট? বাট বেসিকে প্রবলেম হয়ে গেছে। বেসিক ইজ আপনার কুকিংটাই তো ওভারকুকড।
আমাকে অ্যাকচুয়ালি পোলট্রি চুজ করতে হতো মেবি এই ক্ষেত্রে।
ফার্মের মুরগি ইউজ করলে মনে হয়
পোলট্রিটা বেশি জুসি।
অফ কোর্স
আমার এটা ফল্ট হয়েছে, এটা আমি বুঝছি।
প্রীতি, আই থিঙ্ক ওভারঅল টেস্ট ভালো আছে, অ্যান্ড আই থিঙ্ক ইটস আ গুড এফোর্ট। উই ওয়ান্ট টু গিভ ইউ আ চান্স।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
ওয়েট করেন, আসেন, আপনাকে ওয়েটিং কার্ড দেওয়া হবে।
আমার খুবই ভালো লাগছে যে আমি ওয়েটিং কার্ডটা পেয়ে গেছি। আমি কিন্তু কনফিডেন্ট ছিলাম যে আমি ওয়েটিং কার্ডটা পাবো, আর আমি এখন অপেক্ষায় আছি নেক্সট রাউন্ডে ঢাকা যাওয়ার জন্য। আমি আশাবাদী যে আমি ঢাকা পর্যন্ত যেতে পারবো।
Hello, xin chào các bạn đến với kênh YouTube của mình nha. Hôm nay chúng mình sẽ cùng nhau tô màu bức tranh Một bông hoa mặt trời. Chúng mình cùng tô màu nha. Một bông hoa mặt trời, mình sẽ tô phần đôi môi nha, với cái màu đỏ nè. Đây là đôi môi nha. Với đôi môi là cái màu đỏ. Mình đã tô xong nha. Cái màu hồng. Cái màu hồng phấn mình sẽ tô hai bên má nha. Hai bên má bằng cái màu hồng phấn này. Mình đã tô xong một bên rồi này.
ওয়াও মনে হয়, ভিজুয়ালি দেখতে অনেক সুন্দর হয়েছে।
হ্যাঁ, প্রেজেন্টেশনটা ভালো।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
ওয়েটিং কার্ড পেয়েছি। ঢাকা অডিশনের জন্য একটু টেনশন হচ্ছে নেক্সট রাউন্ডে আমি যেতে পারবো কিনা।
আমার মাঝে আমি সেরা রাধুনী।
সুরাইয়া পারভিন, কি বানিয়েছেন আপনি?
আমি একটি ডেজার্ট নিয়ে এসেছি আজকে, লেয়ার কার্ড ফ্যান্টাসি।
আমি জানি না টেস্ট কেমন, আমি জাস্ট আপনার পেইন্টিংটা দেখেই ওয়াও মনে হয়। ডেজার্ট ছাড়া আপনি ইন্টারন্যাশনাল কুইজিন আর কি বানাতে পারেন?
থাই, চাইনিজটা পারি।
থাই আর চাইনিজ কুইজিনের মধ্যে পার্থক্যটা কি বলতে পারবেন?
কিছুটা কাছাকাছি, কারণ এই দুটার মধ্যে আপনার যেই জিনিস প্রোডাক্টগুলো আমরা ইউজ করি প্রায় একই রকম। অনেকটা ডিফারেন্স আছে। থাই খুব ঝাল হয়, চাইনিজ অত ঝাল হয় না। আর থাইতে প্রচুর কোকোনাট ইউজ করে, চাইনিজে অত কোকোনাট ইউজ হয় না। এছাড়াও এরকম অনেক উদাহরণ আছে জি দুটো ফুডের মধ্যে। জি,
সেরা রাঁধুনিতে কেন এসেছেন?
আমি মনে করি ম্যাম সেরা রাঁধুনি একটা হচ্ছে বিশাল বড় একটা প্ল্যাটফর্ম, যেখানে নিজেকে আমি উপস্থাপন করতে পারবো সবার সামনে, আমি আমার প্রতিভাকে দেখাতে পারবো। ফিউচারে আমার খুব ইচ্ছা নিজেকে একজন সফল উদ্যোক্তা হিসেবে তৈরি করা। আমি মনে করি সে রাঁধুনি আমাকে সেই প্ল্যাটফর্মটা আমাকে তৈরি করে দিল।
আজকে যদি আমরা আপনাকে ওয়েটিং কার্ড না দিই তাহলে আপনার কেমন লাগবে?
ভালো খারাপ দুইটাই লাগবে। কার্ড পেলে ভালো লাগবে, না পেলে ইনশাল্লাহ পরের বার আরো ভালোভাবে চেষ্টা করে আসবো।
আপনি তো আমাদের আগের চ্যালেঞ্জেসগুলো দেখেছেন, অনেক ইন্টারন্যাশনাল, অনেক ফিউশন, অনেক ডিফারেন্ট টাইপ অফ চ্যালেঞ্জেস থাকে। সো আপনার মনে হয় আপনি রেডি?
ইয়েস, আমি রেডি।
তাহলে চলে আসেন, আপনাকে আমরা
চলে আসুন।
একটা ওয়েটিং কার্ড দিতে চাচ্ছি।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার। ওয়েটিং কার্ড পেয়েছি, ভালো লাগছে। জাজরা আমার ফুড খেয়ে অনেক প্রশংসা করেছে। ঢাকা অডিশনের জন্য একটু টেনশন হচ্ছে নেক্সট রাউন্ডে আমি যেতে পারবো কিনা।
সীমানা যতই হোক দেয়ালে ঘেরা, এ আমারই মঞ্চ, জানি আমি সেরা।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
ওয়ালাইকুম সালাম।
আমি শারমিন সাবালিনা। আমি আজকে নিয়ে এসেছি পিনা কোলাডা পাইনাপেল কেক।
ভিজুয়ালি দেখতে অনেক সুন্দর হয়েছে।
হ্যাঁ, প্রেজেন্টেশনটা ভালো।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
কি করেন?
একাডেমিক পড়াশোনা শেষ করেছি আমি, আর বর্তমানে আমি কালিনারি আর্টসের উপরে ডিপ্লোমা করছি, আর হোমমেড একটা খাবারের বিজনেস আছে যেটা আমি আমাদের এলাকাতে রান করছি।
শামিন, আপনি কোকোনাট ইউজ করেছেন এখানে?
না সে
পিনা কোলাডাতে কিন্তু কোকোনাট যায়। ইটস আ মিক্সচার অফ পাইনঅ্যাপল এন্ড
কোকোনাট।
আমার কাছে মানে কেকের টেস্টটা বেশ ভালো লেগেছে।
আমার কাছেও কেকের টেস্টটা ভালো লেগেছে। ইটস নট টু সুইট, দেয়ার ইজ পাইনঅ্যাপল when you call it
জুসি।
থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম।
আপনি এটা ছাড়া আর কি রান্না করতে পারেন? ঝাল খাবার কি রান্না করতে পারেন?
বিরিয়ানি, কাবাব, হচ্ছে মুঠি কাবাব, শামি কাবাব, ইন্টারন্যাশনাল আছে, জালি কাবাব।
ইন্টারন্যাশনাল কোনো খাবার?
যেমন চাইনিজের মধ্যে ফ্রাইড রাইস, চিলি চিকেন, ওনথন, থাই স্যুপ, এগুলো সব পারি।
চাইনিজের মধ্যে তো থাই আসে না।
ভালো আসছে না।
আমি জানি আপনি জানেন, বাট আপনি নার্ভাস কেন এত?
প্রথমবার আমার অডিশন তো সেই জন্য।
আগে কেন আসেন?
আগে আমি মানে গত সিজন আমি ভাবছিলাম যে দিব, তারপর ভাবলাম যে না, আমি একটু কাঁচা আসছি, এখানে তো দেখি অনেক সব দক্ষ সবাই আসে, ওই জন্য আমি ভাবছিলাম একটু ভালো মতো শিখে তারপর যাই, সেই জন্য।
সো আপনার মনে হয় আপনি এবারের জন্য রেডি?
হ্যাঁ, আমার মনে হয় আমি রেডি আছি এবারের জন্য।
তাহলে আমরাও রেডি। আসলে আপনাকে একটা ওয়েটিং কার্ড দেই।
থ্যাংক ইউ শেফ। সেরা রাঁধুনির ওয়েটিং কার্ড পেয়েছি, আর আশা করছি গ্র্যান্ড অডিশনের জন্য সিলেক্ট হব ইনশাল্লাহ। এটা পেয়েছি, এটাতে অনেক খুশি লাগছে। ইনশাল্লাহ গ্র্যান্ড অডিশনের জন্য সিলেক্ট হলে আরও বেশি খুশি হব।
Trên trời cao con rớt xuống đây khóc, được làm em bé xíu của mẹ này. Dịu dàng mẹ cười đón thiên thần đáng yêu.
Mình đang tô bằng cái màu đỏ nha, một cái màu đỏ tươi rất là lộng lẫy cho chú công này, với bộ lông dài. Mình đã tô xong cái phần đuôi là màu tím và màu đỏ nha. Mình sẽ tô đôi chân với cái màu nâu. Đây là cái màu nâu nha. Tới cái phần chân là cái màu nâu nè. Bộ lông dài, bộ đuôi dài lên nó sẽ che hết cả cái phần chân của chú công này nha. Mình sẽ tô phần lông trên bằng cái màu vàng. Vàng và cam kết hợp.